Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Chillinwithlanda. You already know what time it is. Today I got into a little argument about politics, and I just don't think it's a good thing to talk about politics with people you're friends with or people you love, because it always causes conflict and arguments, honey. But yeah, I hope everyone is doing okay. Yeah, and I just want you to know that God is in control. I have a lot of friends and family that's afraid of the news, what's going on in the world. But I have a good auntie who told me when I was a little girl that whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and to not worry. I do not worry. You see this hat right here? It says what? It says God got me. Yes, that's my hat. You know what I'm saying? So God is in control of everything. I have faith in God. That's who I go by. Nothing gonna change on my end. I'm just gonna do what I keep doing, y'all. So if this is your first time clicking on my channel, welcome. Go ahead and be a part of the family. Hit the subscribe button, like my video, and leave a comment down below. And y'all, let's go ahead and get into this story time. Okay, y'all, so this story is gonna be about the time I befriended someone I shouldn't have, and it backfired. She turned out to be an op, y'all. So one day I was home browsing. I got a text message from someone on Facebook. And this girl, we're going to call her in this story time. I'm going to call her Didi, right? So Didi, she hit me up on Facebook one day and she's like, "Hey, Londa, what's up? I haven't seen you in a couple of years. How you doing? How your life going? This, and that." Now, Didi, I had went to high school with. I haven't seen Didi. It's about 6 years at this point. I had been out of high school. I haven't seen this girl since high school. In high school, I had a little clique. We wasn't out a gang, but in high school, it was a couple of girls. We used to hang around from like ninth grade up until we graduated. That was my little clique, and Didi was a part of this clique. So when she hit me on Facebook, I'm like, okay, all of these years she was my friend on Facebook. She had never hit me up, but I'm like, "Hey girl, what's up?" So we started talking, and she was telling me how she wanted to hook up, and she hadn't seen me in a while, and we was going back and forth a little bit, catching up with each other, and that's how that happened. So eventually me and Didi exchanged numbers. So we began texting sometimes, and we would talk about little stuff, nothing really too deep, nothing too personal, just surface level conversation. One day she brought up that she wanted to hang out, and I was like, "Cool, girl. I really don't go anywhere. I have like one or two homegirls, quote unquote friends. I don't do much, so let's do it. Let's go out." I was down for it. So we made a plan to go to this little club, this little small club that we go to down here in Miami, and that was the plan. Now, if you are familiar with my story times, I did have a story time about my good friend Red, who stayed in the apartment complex with me, and that was my hangout buddy at the time. So I was hanging out at Red apartment one night, and we all went to high school together. Now, Red was not a part of my little clique in high school. She just was a friend. She stayed in the area, and that's how I knew Red. But she wasn't a part of my high school clique. So she knew of Didi, but she was not like friends with Didi. You know what I mean? So I'm at Red house, and I'm telling Red, "Hey girl, girl, guess who hit me up on Facebook? Didi." So she's like, "Oh snap, how Didi doing? Like, I haven't seen her since we was in high school. How's she doing?" I'm like, "Girl, she's good. Everything seems cool. She got a kid now, and she want to hang out, Now, Red was this friend, she was kind of protective over me. She was a little shady at times, but for the most part, Red was very protective over me, because a lot of people they was just doing crazy things around this time in my life. So Red was kind of overprotective over me. So when I told Red about Didi hitting me up wanting to go out, Red was on the defense. She was like, "Okay, okay, cool. Like, we haven't seen her since high school. That's more of your friend, but I want to go." And I'm like, "Okay." I kind of thought about it. I'm like, "Well, she didn't invite you. She didn't invite Red because I don't think that she knew that me and Red was close at this time." But I'm like, "Okay, you not invited, but I would run it by Didi and see how she feels about it." You know what I mean? And we can all three hook up, and we can go to the club and hang out. That was the plan that we concocted, and I was gonna go to Didi and solidify the plan. Now, leading up to us about to get ready to hang out, you know how girls do. We got to pick out a little outfit. I always still do this. Like in my head, I put together a little outfit or two. And then the night of, you see what's going to work and what's not going to work. So the whole week prior to us meeting up, me and Red was hanging out. We would like talk about little clothes we can put together. It wasn't nothing much now, not too much. It was just a little rainbow shop, you know what I mean? A little Didi's we would hit up, you know what I'm saying? Nothing too much, just a little cute little store where we can go find something to wear, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we were doing that week prior. So that Friday when it was time to meet up with Didi, we was excited. I was talking to Didi on the phone every now and then that day, keeping track of what she was doing. She had to run some errands, and I was doing my little thing. And then I eventually go to Red apartment, and we're there, and we're about to get ready. So Red around this time was a little creative with her clothing. Like in high school, Red was that girl. She would like cut up her jeans and put like jewels on her shirt. Make the little tie up sides, things like that. Red was that kind of girl. So Red, she brought an outfit, but she also wanted to like cut her jeans up and put a little design on her top. And she added a little, I don't remember what it was. I don't know if it was, I want to say safety pins, because we've been doing the safety pin designs from way back. I want to say, excuse me, I want to say it was safety pins or some like jewels or rhinestones or something. But she brought an outfit and she spoofed her little outfit up. So she was excited to wear her outfit. And I thought it was very cute because that was something that I was used to seeing Red doing. She always would bejewel her hats, her clothes, that was her thing. So I didn't think much of that. Around this time, I had my second car ever. My first car, I want to say, it was an Impala '08. My second car, I had an '06 Hyundai Sonata. That was my baby. I called her Blueberry. That was like my second car. I had brought this car from like this old couple that was far down south. It was a good running car. They had brought a new car. You know how I go. It was an old couple. They was selling that car because they had got a new car. So to me, I feel like I hit a win with that blue car. This going to be a little side note, right, about my car, Blueberry. Now, when I brought this car, Blueberry was fantastic. It was a great running car, very good on gas. It was a nice car. AC was piping cold, no lights on the dashboard. So about a week or two after I'm riding in Blueberry, enjoying my little car, I'm just driving down the street, and all of a sudden it just go boom. And I'm like, oh shit. I thought somebody hit me from the back. Nobody had hit me from the back. So the car's still moving, so I'm still driving. So I get to a red light. I'm like, that's very strange, because it's about 2 weeks and nothing wrong with the car. So I take off from the red light. I'm driving down this road, y'all, and I promise you, it does it again. I'm driving, it's cruising nice, and it goes boom. And I'm like, oh, somebody, like, what's wrong with the car? It felt like somebody had smashed into the back of the car. That's what it felt like. That was the only issue with the car. Like, besides that thumping when you're driving, that was the only thing. Like, I don't know what that was. I had took it to like 2-3 mechanics. Nobody could, you know how you have an issue, but when you take it to the mechanic, now it don't want to jump. The car was doing that. So the mechanic, like, I don't see anything wrong with the car. Now, I brought that up to say this. I had the car. So when me, Red, and Didi was going to go out, they were going to ride in my car, and I hadn't disclosed this to them, this little jumping situation. So, yeah. So the night comes, me, Red, get ready. We call Didi. Didi is ready. We go pick Didi up. So, now we in front of Didi house. And so, now mind you, me and Didi had been talking on the phone, texting for like a couple weeks at this point. Her and Red hadn't met up since high school. So, when we pull up the Didi house, Red gets out and she's excited. She like, oh, hey, Didi. Hey, girl. I haven't seen you in a while. You look good. Like, greeting her. And Didi at first was like, okay, hey, girl. But then, I get out the car and I'm like, hey, Didi, nice to see you. This, and that. We finna turn up tonight. We gonna have a good time. I'm happy. And Didi is just like looking at Red's outfit. I don't know, girl. She was not feeling Red outfit. So I'm like, girl, you cute. And she was like, oh, you cute too. When she look at Red. So Didi look at Red and she was like, oh, you cute. Where you get your outfit from? So Didi was like, I brought these pants and shirt and I decorated. I do my little thing. Hit me up if you want me to decorate your clothes. So child, Didi face went from a smile to a frown, almost like she was disgusted. And I was like, dang, like, I hope this night don't turn weird. Like, her energy already was not giving. Like, even if she didn't like Red's outfit, she could have just, I'm not saying lie. Your face didn't have to look like that. It didn't have to look like you just took a whole spoonful of shit. You feel me? Like, that's how her face looked. And Red peaked the game, But it was the beginning of the night. And we just wanted to have a good time. Okay, so the greeting is done. We get in the car. We turn the music on. We vibing. At this time, we had an underground, well, we still do, but we have an underground radio station, 97.7. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. So we used to turn on that radio station. They used to play all like the Miami booty shaking music. So we in the car, clap them thighs, stick. We in the car doing all the dances. We vibing out, right? So all of a sudden, my car, boom. And everybody in the car like, oh shit, who hit us? And I'm like, y'all, nah, chill. Like, something wrong with the car. It's thrusting very hard and I'm not sure. So Red is like, okay, girl, you need to get that fixed. And then Didi in the back, she was turned at this point. Didi really didn't pay no attention. You could better believe we had the drinks flowing. Of course, Hennessy for me. So we have the little drinks flowing. We was just leaving the house, y'all. So I wasn't drunk driving. But, we had a little sippy sip. So I'm sure along the way to our journey to this club, my car, boom, again. And yeah, so we make it to the club, y'all. Fast forward. We make it to this club. This little club that we always go to have a line. So, as I said before, us girls, we like to sit in the car. We like to debrief. We like to scope the scene. See how many cars in the parking lot, Make sure our face is okay. Make sure we smell good, We sit in the car for like 5 or 10 minutes. We don't just pull up and hop out. So we sitting in the ar. And we're like, damn, this line is long. So Didi's pumped. Didi's like, I'm ready to go in there. So we get our shit and we go in line, right? Me and Red go to the back of the line. Who, child? So we in the back of the line. I see Red walking to the front of the line. She's talking to somebody in the front. Now, like many stories you may hear, or like you probably experienced it, you probably be with the girl who be like, oh, I know this man, he can get us in for free. Oh, I know the promoter, he can get us in for free. She wasn't one of those girls. She didn't have none of that pull. She just simply went to the front of the line to see if we can cut the line. I don't know if she went up there to see if we can pay some type of VIP. I don't know what Didi's strategy was, but me and Red was in the back of the line chilling, waiting for the line to go to the front. So eventually, Didi comes wobbling back to the back of the line. And me and Red is just looking at her, So we like, what happened? So she was like, oh, I just tried to get us in, So me and Red is looking at each other like, girl, do you know anybody up there? Like, do you have any pull? So Didi's like, no. So me and Red was just like, that's kind of strange. Like, you can't just walk up and think you can skip people. So I brushed that off. The line is getting a little shorter. Now, in front of us was a group of girls, some Spanish girls. They sound like they from Brooklyn. Now, if y'all don't know, I don't know many people from New York or Brooklyn, but from what I do see and hear, they don't play the radio and they will bust you up. So these group of Spanish girls was in front of us. They sound like they was from Brooklyn, y'all. Their accent gave it away. So I guess Didi was tired of waiting, child. So she gets to mumbling and shit. And she's like, oh, this line taking too long and it's too many people. And the Spanish girl is looking at us. They giving us side eyes because I guess they trying to figure out who she's talking to. So me and Red, we're still minding our business, waiting in line. So y'all, my camera died. I'm going to try to remember where I left off at. So I believe we were in the line and yeah, Didi was like talking under her breath crap about these girls in line, and I don't know why. So me and Red is just kind of looking at each other like, she tripping already. Now, mind you, in high school, Didi was a pretty quiet girl. She was very normal. She was like, didn't have many problems. She was an okay girl. And the girl was like, "What's up, mom? You got a problem?" I don't know if I did it right, but in her Brooklyn voice, "What's up, mom? You got a problem?" And so I was like, "Oh no!" So I was like, "I wanted to have a good night." So I say, "Mom, it's no problem. We just frustrated. We cool, we cool." I'm a strong believer in don't start no shit, it won't be no shit. So I brushed it off. I'm like, "We cool, we cool." And we pushed Didi to the back of us. So now the barrier was me and Red between the girls. So we just wait and we get into the club. Now, to get into this club, it's free. To drink in this club, it's free. So the bartenders are expecting like a $2-3 tip every time you come get a drink. That's just an unspoken rule. You getting in free, you drinking free. I mean, the least you can do is just tip them $1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? Every time you get a drink. So we get in the club. Us three walk up to the bar, get our usual. I put my little $3 in a jar. Red put her $3 in a jar. Didi is crickets, air, nothing. So off bat, it was a girl bartender. She's like eyeing us off bat. Like the energy, it was just bad. Like I don't know what it was about this girl Didi, but it's like the energy was not giving that she was. She wasn't a cool person to be around. So the night goes on. We find, although it was a lot of people in the parking lot and in the line, it was seats available. Like we find us a little booth and we go sit down with our drinks. I'm all for the girls doing their things. You single or whatever you have going on. You can catch you a little man or two, get you a number two. I'm all for that. I mind my business, right? So we go sit in the booth. Red is inside of the booth. I'm sitting next to Red. And Didi have her own little slot on the other side. She's sitting on the end to where people can walk past her. Now we're drinking and we're having a good time. We vibing to the music. The night is going smooth. So some guys walk in and they walking past us. I don't like when women go out fishing for men. Like it don't look good. Like, okay. So the guys start walking past our booth and Didi instantly she just was like, he walked past and she kind of grabbed his arm and she was like, "Oh, you fine. Who you with here? Who you here with? Like you cute. What's your name?" And this and that. Very aggressive. I don't think women should be that way. Let the man come to us or let him come to you, or lock eyes, talk with your eyes, do something. She was so aggressive. So the guy immediately, he grabbed his arm back and he was like, "Dang, little mama, what's up? Like, I'm not here with nobody, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up?" So she was just like all in. She was just, "Oh, what's up? I'm single. I'm here with my friends. You want to come sit with us?" And this and that. And me and Red just looking at each other like, don't like women like that. Like, so the guy was like, "Nah, I'm here with my friends." And he keep walking with his group of people. We're still sitting at this bar. I guess we wasn't turned enough for Miss Didi, or we wasn't doing enough, like having enough good time. So she see another guy walk by. Now, again, I don't like women who go fishing. It don't look good. So this guy, now she's at the table. She's dancing. We're all dancing. I probably was sitting dancing. Don't know. I was just chilling. Them two was dancing. She's outside dancing. We're still at this booth. Another group of guys walk by. She grabs this man, like almost like grab him from behind, cuffs her hands in front of him, like pulls him in. And this guy was just like, "Yo, what's up? Like, what's up, little mama?" And she was like, "Hey, you, what's up? Like, you want to dance with me?" I'm telling y'all, it was the most weirdest thing ever. And me and Red is just sitting there like, we're having a good time, but again, it just don't look good. The liquor is kicking in, honey. I have to use the bathroom. Red has to use the bathroom. Didi has to use the bathroom. And we all go to the bathroom. Now, I use the restroom first. I do my thing. I step out, to fix myself up, wash my hands, do what I got to do. Didi uses the restroom. She's in there for a little minute. It was other stalls. But them club bathrooms, they have like 3 stalls. One barely worked. The other 2 is clogged with all kind of crap, pee, toilet tissue. The other stall is like filled with urine all on the floor. So it was only one stall. So Didi's in there. Me and Red is talking at the mirror. Just talking. We hear Didi use the restroom, the toilet flush. Now, between that flush and her actually stepping out of that stall, it was like maybe 10 minutes. Because Red was like, "Girl, I have to pee. Get out of the stall." So we hear the toilet flush again, and the stall opens. Didi comes out. She look okay. Red goes in, Red does her thing, and we're all in the mirror, freshening up. We go back. The booth was still open. We go back to the booth. We're sitting there, we're chilling. We go get another drink at the bar. We go back to our booth. We're still chilling, vibing, dancing at the booth, whatever. All of a sudden, y'all, it's like maybe an hour, not even an hour since we went to the bathroom and we back at the booth. So I'm talking to Red in her ear because she's still sitting next to me. I'm talking to Red, yeah, girl, blah, 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 yeah, girl, yeah. I look over to Didi, y'all. Didi like this. So I'm like, Didi, you all right, girl? You ready to go? Like, you drunk? So Didi look up at me. She like, nah, I'm good. So she's talking to me, but her eyes is barely open. She's talking to me like this. So I'm like, okay, well, you look like you a little drunk. Let me and Red finish our little drinky drink, and we finna head out of here in 5 minutes. So Didi is like, no, I'm okay. So she was nodding off, y'all. The point I'm trying to get to, because it's going to be dragged out, she took something in that bathroom stall. Didi had took some drugs in that bathroom stall. She was nodding off. She wasn't drunk. She wasn't asleep. She was nodding off from whatever she took in that bathroom stall. Because we sat there for like another 5 minutes, and me and Red watched Didi. She'll like pick up. I'm gonna try to redo how she was acting. So like make sure this is her drink on the table. So she's like this. Huh? No. What you said? I want to drink my drink. What? That's how she was. I'm sorry. That's how she was. She was nodding off, could not finish a sentence. And I'm like, oh, hell no. So I get up. I'm like, okay, so Red go to the bar, get a bottle of water. And I get Didi and I put her arm around my neck. She was nodding off like, I don't know if you guys seen people who do that stuff that makes them nod off like that. It's like she was nodding off, but once you like wake her up, she was alert for a minute. So I didn't have to drag her out of the club. She was able to walk. So we all walk into the parking lot and stuff like that. We make it to the car. So miraculously, it's like it kind of shook off of her. So she's like, okay, what we going to next? And me and Red looking at each other like, oh, hell no. Like, this girl got to go back home. Like, we asking Didi where you know what I mean? Like, well, you want to go back to your house or do you need to be dropped? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the deal? Like, we want to drop you home because you're nodding off, baby girl. And she was like, no, I'm okay. I'm good. Where we going to next? And me and Red was not with it. We wasn't with it. Now, before, I skipped the whole part. Before we went to that bathroom and she did what she did, one of the guys that she was like talking to and conversing with, they did decide to sit with us for like 5-10 minutes. And in that conversation, we were all talking. And for some reason, some way, somehow, he was talking to all of us. And why the hell Didi gonna tell me something? And she got a regular car. Y'all, she just cooked my car. Like, she just told them that my car, boom. Like, why would you say that? Like, she just stepped on my game. Like, I forgot all about that little part. Like, it wasn't embarrassing at all. But it's like, why would you do that? Like, she gonna tell that boy I got a raggedy car. Anyways, on the way, I remember where Didi stayed. Her address was in my phone because I picked her up, right? So we're all in the car. I'm driving to drop Didi off. Okay. So we stopped by somewhere. I don't remember where we stopped by. Was it a convenience store? I don't remember. We made one stop. Why did I make that stop? I don't know. So we make the stop. I'm riding down the street. And it's very dark down the street. Not it should have been. It was a trap. It was very dark down the street. I'm driving down the street. And I just see this flashlight in my eye. Like this. My goodness. Who is it? Whoop, whoop, the police. I was speeding a little bit, y'all. I was speeding down the street because Didi in my back seat tripping out on this drugs. You know what I'm saying? On this stuff she took. So I was speeding a little bit. I don't like the popo. I don't know about y'all, but I don't like the popo. He doing his light like this. So I'm like, damn, I'm finna get pulled over now. The reason why I was so scared of getting pulled over was because, and Red knew this, my license was suspended at this time. Now, not too much on me. My license has been suspended twice in my life. That was the very first time. Now, what I didn't tell y'all about Blueberry, my car, my license was suspended on the car. And because my license was suspended, I was unable to get insurance on that car. Y'all, it was a whole lot, I was working on it. I promise you I was working on it. I pulled over and I just knew I was screwed. Red already knew it was up, so she just sitting in the front seat like, oh goodness. Didi in the back seat, she just don't have no clue what's going on. She okay, but she's not okay. So I pull over. The police asking me, I immediately tell the cop. I'm like, I don't want no problems. This is what you're gonna run my information anyway. My license suspended. I don't have this. I don't have that. So the cop, she was a woman. She was like, cool. Thank you for being very honest, but I need you to step out the car. Me, Red, Didi, we all three on the sidewalk. So the lady, she runs all my information. It is what it was. She was like, you know I'm supposed to take you to jail right now, right? I'm like, yes, ma'am, I do, but please don't. She was like, I'm not. She was like, I'm not going to take you to jail, but I'm going to give you 6 tickets. Yes, ma'am. 6 tickets. She gave me 6 tickets. And it was for a plethora of things. And one of them was just, it was just, listen, 6 tickets, right? So, you know, this takes a process. So me and Red, we're on the sidewalk. We're talking. You know, so the cop come back and she's like, you know, you're going to have this person, which she was referring to Red. She was like, does she have valid license? And so Red was like, I got valid license or whatever. And so they was like, let me see your license and stuff. So if you have valid license, you can drive away with the car. So while we're standing out there, we're all on our phones because this takes a process. It's like 20 minutes in now. We're sitting on the sidewalk waiting for the cop to come back with my tickets. So I look up. Tell me why Didi gone? Girl, Didi had dipped on us. Didi had, and it's so strange because till this day, I do not know when Didi left, how she left. I don't know. I just know we were all on the sidewalk and just browsing our phones because it was taking a long time. It was a long little walkway sidewalk to the street, to the bus stop or whatever. I never seen nobody pulled up to pick her up. I didn't see Didi walk down the street. We look up and Didi is gone. Didi was gone. Maybe because she was drugged up. Maybe Didi had warrants, girl. Maybe Didi, I don't know. Maybe Didi was on the run for attempted murder. Who knows? Didi was gone. So I'm like, hell no. Red was like, I told you, but she was like, she didn't tell me. We didn't talk on Didi too much, but she was like, I told you she was weird. Like, I told you her energy was bad from the time we got to the club and she was doing all this extra stuff. I told you Didi was up to no good. So we was just talking about it. The lady come back, give me my 6 tickets, y'all. We leave. That night was a wreck. How you can imagine, we talked shit about Didi all night. I called Didi phone, no answer. She wasn't active on Facebook. Don't know what happened to Didi that night. She just left. So long story short, when you try to make new friends, sometimes people just be weird. You think you be knowing people from high school, and people really change. Like, I really did not know Didi anymore from high school. Like, it had been 6-7 years since I seen Didi in person. And child, we decided to go to the club with this girl. Luckily, Red was with me, and she was just accompanied with me, and she was my friend, and she didn't leave me when the popo could have took me away. Like, you know, long story short, I didn't talk to Didi anymore, y'all. She never called my phone after that. A lot of my story times end with me not talking to people because once I clip, that did. She was weird. I couldn't vibe with her. I just couldn't vibe with Miss Didi, child. She did too much. She left me out there for dead. I could have went to jail. I could have went to jail. What if I needed bond money? What if I needed somebody to call my daddy to come get me out? Red was there, but what if, like, she just left me for dead? People don't really care about you. But let me give y'all a little quick update about my car, Blueberry, right? So with Blueberry, I got my 6 tickets. I think all of them were dismissed. I think. I had a boyfriend. Well, the guy I'm with today. He had a little pickle dickle one time. He was at a gas station in my car. My tag wasn't up to date on that car. That car was just so dirty, y'all. Never mind. Y'all, so that car was just so dirty, Like, so he was in the car one day. He never drove my car. He needed my car that day for something specific. So he pulled up to this gas station. And I guess the cop was out. You know, cops be out fishing, farming for people to pull over. So it was a cop in this gas station. He went in, got him something to drink, pumped the gas. He goes to pull out the gas station. The cop stops him. Now the car is illegal. It's very, very dirty. So he got arrested, long story short, for resisting without violence or whatever, because he cussed him out and this and that. They towed Blueberry. They towed the car. So the car was in a tow lot. So we go, now mind you, this car is dirty. I don't have any registration, nothing. This car was just total dirty, right? Should not be on the street. It was only like this for like 2 months top. I was working on it. I really was. So the car is in the tow yard. Like 2 days later, we go to the tow yard. They're like, you need this, you need that. So now this tow yard was very hectic, very crowded, very unorganized. Nobody paid attention. Very, very bad. So we noticed this. We picked this up. The guy who opens the gate, he goes in his bulldozer. He goes get the car, put it on the bulldozer, comes, bring the car outside of the gate, right? So we peep game that it's only one guy in this whole tow lot. Like, what? So we're sitting, me and my guy, we sitting in the car and we're watching this guy work, and we're just looking at how ridiculous of security it was. So they gave my guy the keys to Blueberry, right? Because he had to go inside to get some papers. So they allowed him to get the keys to the car. So I'm sitting in the car, and I see my guy walk in the tow yard. He gets Blueberry, pull the car to the front. So he gets in so I'm sitting in the car looking at my dude in my car at the entrance, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, let's go. So when I said let's go, my guy pulled out the tow yard and we gone, y'all, with my car, allegedly. So we gone with the car, allegedly. And I had my car for like, oh wow. It just sat in the yard. I only drove it like maybe once a month, seriously, to go to the grocery store and back or something like that. I had the car sitting for a very, very long time. So what happened was what happened? So what happened was, you guys know I do Turo, and I wanted to go ahead and get a new car. And in order for me to get registration on this new car, that old car, the Blueberry car, had a lien on it from the tow yard. So even though we allegedly stole the car out the tow yard, they put a lien on it, the tow people, right? So we go back to the tow yard. This is like 2 years later. We go back to the tow yard, me and him. And they like, we can't find this car in our system anywhere. I'm like, it's a 2006 Hyundai Sonata. License plate, blah, 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 blah. Oh, ma'am, I'm looking. Give me a second. I'm looking. We sat in a lobby for like an hour. They're looking. Could not find this car. This was a present to me. Even though I was wrong for stealing the car, they didn't know that. Because guess what? Their company had been brought out, and it was a whole new company. So all of those old files, it was no longer existent. So all we had to pay was a $50 fee, y'all, to get the lien off the car. And I was able to get me a new car. See how God works? But allegedly, I did all that stuff, That was just a little quick update on what happened to that car. I thank God. And yeah, I'm running my mouth. My mouth is dry. I love talking to y'all. If y'all enjoy my story time, go ahead and like my video. Leave any comment down below. And go ahead and subscribe if you already haven't. They have been suppressing my videos. Please go ahead and hit your notification bell if you already haven't. I really appreciate it. And until next time, I am out, y'all. Peace.